Hey, Pete, did you get any update on how Rope responded to practice yesterday? And can you share it with us?
Yeah, he's game time decision.
Left side, second row, Tim.
Yeah, Pete, this may have been mentioned before, but all your losses are by 3 goals or more. There's 2 ways to look at that. One of those would be bad. The other would be you've won all the close games. And so if you get a close game, you're fine. How do you address that if you do at all? Because it is unusual.
Yeah, it's an unusual stat. I mean, I guess my answer to that would be you don't get more points for beating a team by multiple goals. I honestly think, Tim, a loss is a loss at this time of year, and you move on. I think I think it's different than the regular season, and I think we're not alone in that boat. I think you look around the league and you see some of the other series, and there's a lot of, I think you see a lot of those type of situations where one team kind of runs away with it. I don't know the reason for it. I can tell you the other night, loved our game through 2 periods. They get those 2 goals, especially the third one at the end of the second period. And then our mindset in the third is, you're pushing, so you're opening up against really good teams. And, that's going to go one or 2 ways. Either you're climbing back into it with that pressure, which we've done before, or you're losing 6-1, and that's what happened.
Left side, third row, Pierre.
Pete, can you speak to the resilient factor here with your team? I mean, thinking back to Game 3 in first round, Landeskog's coming back, the building's going crazy in Denver, and you guys pull out a win. Is that the kind of emotion you guys have to pull out here tonight? Yeah,
in Winnipeg, against a team I don't think had lost yet at home in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm not concerned about the environment. I know we're going to show up and play a good game here tonight.
Other questions for Pete? Yeah. Go to Nick, left side, fourth row.
Any adjustment? I mean, they're such a good counterattack team, and they can catch you. Just any adjustment that needs to be made to maybe prevent that. Like you had them hemmed in their end, and then
don't get behind in the game. Yeah. Honestly, when you look at their counterattacks, it's us chasing the game and out of position a few feet, and some of those guys don't need much room. So, a lot of it is tied to chasing the game. We've been chasing the game the entire series, other than the third period of Game 1.
Right side, front row, Sam.
Hey, Pete. What is your biggest strength in your view so far in this series? What have you liked the most about your team?
I think I've said this before. I think we're getting better as the series goes on. We're getting better every night, and I don't care what the scoreboard says. We're getting better every night.
Why do we eat dessert for breakfast? Like a donut's basically dessert, isn't it?
Isn't it a breakfast food?
It is, but is it also a candy, a dessert, a cake?
Well,
these are the important questions to ask.
I don't know. Aren't pancakes breakfast food?
But isn't that also sugary?
Could
it be dessert? French toast, is that dessert?
I don't think people have French toast for dessert after dinner, or pancakes.
What about a blintz?
I don't know what that is.
Just giving you a hard time. How do you guys look at a game like this? Obviously, you're down 2-1 in the series. I don't want to say it's must win, but kind of you need to win this one.
Yeah, no, it's definitely desperation has to go up. It's go time. I think everyone in the room knows that, and I'm sure we're going to have a good response.
Have you seen in this game so far that the team that has been more motivated has, like when you've played Winnipeg and they've had their backs to the wall, or Colorado, it does seem to change the performance on the ice?
Yeah, I think normally more desperate team wins. I think tonight, I think if we get a lead, I think that's going to be pretty critical. I think getting the first goal is, I don't think we have that this series, so that would be, our first goal of the game, no pun intended. That's a big moment.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
What parts of your game do you feel are trending in the right direction that give you faith for tonight?
I just think getting more volume shooting, and in better areas, not so much outside the dots or anything. Just making more plays throughout the neutral zone, and Not turning the puck over, just being smart, simple, and making the direct plays as opposed to forcing things. Because I mean, I've been trying to past couple games and pretty much playoffs, trying to force stuff that's not there. And if you put the puck in the right spots, you're going to get more offense out of it. So just playing confident and more simple.
You guys have been down 2-1 in a couple series before, come back, won those series. What have you learned about how a series can turn in your favor when you're down like this?
Well, I think this game is obviously crucial. In most of those games, we had to put our best game forward. And I think tonight that's no different. But we know it's going to be hostile environment again. It always is here. They're going to come out. They're going to want to match it, if not take over. So we're going to have to respond. And I think the good thing is we have a lot of veterans in this team that have been in this situation and know the desperation you need in order to get the series back square. So, I'm confident we have that in this room.
How do you look at shots on goal? Do you judge your game on it? You usually lead the team in shots on goal. Last game you had 5 shots. Is that something that helps you judge your game when you're getting a lot of shots on goal?
Well, I think, but like I mentioned, when it's more higher scoring areas, I think that's more important. Volume outside the dots or bogus shots don't really matter. So I look at slot shots or pretty good scoring opportunities. You can kind of get a gauge of how the game went. So and not to mention getting 1 or 2 whacks in it too, getting a rebound or some of that gets it up. So but definitely me being an offensive guy, shots are pretty big stat.
Did you ever figure out where that goal hit you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so when I rewatched it, it made more sense. But I was tangled up with a defenseman, so I didn't really react at it.
Where did it get you?
The bottom of my blade. Yeah.
Does it make a difference to get a goal? Does it take any weight off or?
I think it's neat. Last game I had a lot of shots and chances. So I didn't know that until after the game. But yeah, it's good to get off that schneid and hopefully build off for the game tonight.
Here in the land of Tim Hortons, do you find it interesting that we eat dessert for breakfast? Because donuts are basically dessert, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's just the way the life should be.
Yeah, you should eat dessert for every meal.
You should have a double and a Timbit to start every day, and you're going to have a happy day.
What's the feeling as you go into this game? We're going to say it's a kind of need to win this one. Do you guys talk about that at all, or it's just the next game?
Yeah, a bit of both for sure. When you're down a series at this point, this one's crucial. We knew we had to win a game in here at some point. A lot that we want to take from last game despite the score. So excited for the chance.
Yeah, Pete had said he believes your team has gotten better as the series has gone on. What are the parts of your game you think that are kind of rare enough?
I think everywhere. A lot of our offense comes from how we defend, and I feel like we had a lot of time in their end last game. A lot of chances. Their goalie played great. Hats off to him, and a good chance to respond tonight.
You talked about sometimes when you're chasing the game, you find yourself a couple feet out of your structure, and this is a team that kind of feasts on that.
Yeah.
How do you do, I guess, a better job of not getting out of that structure if you find yourself chasing the game?
Score first. Make them chase us. That'd be probably the easiest start. But I think that's just kind of goes with hockey as well, right? You're down a couple goals or a goal, you're gonna open up maybe a little bit. And like you said, this team is very opportunistic, and we have been at times in this run as well. So finding that balance, and he'd like to get the first one.
You've been in this spot before, down 2-1 in a series on the road. What have you learned in past experiences where it's worked out about how a series can turn?
I think that just brings in the calmness of it. Leaning into more that it isn't, just another game that you have to have, attend on those details and, trying to get off to a good start. We feel like the recipe's there for success, so we're going to stick with it.
I know you've missed a lot of the season, but how much difference does Miro make? Statistically, I told Pete, when the 50 games he played, you guys were like 26 shots against. They were 6th in the league. In the 32 games he didn't play, you were last in the league at 32, whatever. So it looks like you're trending back to that team you were earlier in the year with
You're
Miro.
an analytic guy these days.
Well,
right?
you watch him too, don't you?
It's nice. It's good to see
You
you're
look at
adapting.
him. I'm an old man.
No, I mean 100%, right? Like he's a special player. He's probably more special than he even gets talked about in his career. We joke about it every pregame skate or practice. You know, if there's a 2-on-1 or whatnot, you know, if you're going against 4, you just shoot it and move on. So he's a special player, and we've dearly missed him and happy to have him back.
Jake's been so good at bouncing back. What kind of confidence does that give you guys in this moment?
Haven't even thought about it. You know, haven't thought about Jake's game once. I mean, he's so good. You know, I don't think the score had anything really to do with him that much. And yeah, bounce back games. We're not here without Jake Lighthearted. So
We've seen in previous games that situation matters in how the game gets played. When Colorado was back to the wall or Winnipeg was back to the wall, the intensity increased. Do you guys look at this situation down 2-1 and think the intensity is going to be increased in this game?
Yeah, I think you know, every game moving forward, it's going to be another level, and you know, we're going to need to play with you know, that desperation tonight.
Left side, third row, Pierre.
Jamie, I look back to the first round when Landeskog made his return and that building was going nuts in Denver, and you guys go in and win that night. It didn't feel like an atmosphere where the visiting team had much of a chance, but I think it showed the resilience of your team, resiliency. Do you need to tap into that tonight when it feels like the Oilers are trying to take control of the series here?
Yeah, you know, that was you know, a pretty crazy building there in Colorado, and much of the same here. You know, the fans are loud and fun to play in front of, so you know, we'll have to come out and with a strong effort and, you know, find a way to win a game.
Left side, second row, Jason.
Jamie, you guys were maybe the deepest team 5-on-5 in the regular season. Lots of guys scoring. In the playoffs, so it hasn't come as much as you would like. What do you need to see more from your forward group offensively 5-on-5 to get more goals?
You know, just keep going to the net. Keep putting pucks there. And a lot of the playoff goals are scored, you know, right in front of the net. You know, rebounds, tips, a lot of greasy goals. You know, so if we continue to do that, we'll be fine.
Left side, fourth row, Nick.
Leon, they're such a good counterattacking team. What can you guys do just to be prepared for that?
Just be alert. I mean, when you jump on the ice, you always have a good surrounding. What's going on? And I mean, we have a pretty good system that shouldn't allow. But yeah, as I said, when you go out there, you have to be alert and be ready to play.
Right side, third row.
Hey, Jamie, each of the last couple of postseasons, your team has been down 2-1 in a series, come back and won that series. What have you learned from those experiences about how a series can turn in your favor?
You know, taking it one game at a time. Obviously, it's the first of 4. You know, there's no panic in our group. You know, we're a veteran group. We've been here before. You know, we're taking it a game at a time. You know, our focus is on tonight and just winning one game.
Right side, second row, Mike.
Hey, Leon. What have you learned about joining the rush as far as, is that different in the NHL? This team seems to want the defensemen to activate a lot, but you got to make that decision, and it can be a hard one.
Yeah, I think Pete wants us to join the rush as a fourth man, and I think the system allows us to do it. So we have great forwards to find the lanes. The other night was Rantanen and find me in the high slot, and yeah, it's fun to join the rush and play some offense.